Welcome in everyone to the Challenge After Show tonight. Jenna, Pamela, and I are talking about the Challenge Season 40, Battle of the Eras, Episode 15, Thinking Thin Era.
Yeah, not good. Really not a good
Remember
episode.
Pamela in the Daily Challenge? They had to think thin, they had to go down, and then they repeated that line a million times as I was watching, and I was like, okay, they're thinking thin, all right.
And
You know,
eras.
you want to know what I was really thinking when they were all going through that little hole? And this might be mean, it might not, but it's just what I thought. I was like, what if Big Easy was on this season? What would I don't think they can do that one. I'm dead serious. I wasn't being mean at all. I was just thinking like if you had a bigger person on the show, even like a CT, like how are you getting that hole was small, man. I'm just
No,
saying.
truly, Dan, not even a big easy. Like
Right.
anybody of I couldn't believe it. Like even seeing Kara go down there. She like barely her shoulders could
Right.
fit through the hole. It was such a tiny
It's a
hole.
really small hole. It really was. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, let's do overall thoughts. Jenna, go.
Oh God. Overall thoughts. I thought the challenge was difficult. I felt bad for Aviv. I, that was just an example of unfortunate luck. I mean, it happens. People go the wrong way in finals all the time too, or they don't realize like there's some sort of rule or a parameter that they don't follow. So that really sucked for her. Um, I think the elimination, was obviously stacked against her. So that made it tough. Otherwise, my overall thought was Bananas was a hater, up, down, left, right this episode. Hating in the beginning on, of course, Kara for making allies all of a sudden. Hating that he's not invited to Michelle's birthday party. He wants to throw his own sleepover. They have prettier feet anyway, so I
I
couldn't
was
help
gonna
but pick
say
up
he
on
can't stop
all of his
talking about the feet.
jealousy.
I'm so over the feet talk. Like, stop talking about it. We're good. We're good with it. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
that's
really
it.
it. Like we could just end the show right now, honestly. These are my main points, and that's it.
Well,
This
I'll
is the
wait for mine.
longest season
Pamela,
of
you
all
go
time.
first before I just, yeah, go off here.
So the highlight reel is very similar to Jenna's. Sometimes different sentiments, but my overall thoughts were Aviva had an extremely good run. She had a great run. It was a bummer to see her go, and I think she did extraordinarily well considering her lack of challenge in 18 years, her age, her lack of social game. She did well, I think, on all fronts. She performed well. She had good social game. She was friendly. I mean, she really had a great season. I think I'd like to see her back. I really liked Aviv. My second overall thoughts were enough with hashtag team foot fetish. Like, forget Johnny's Angels. It's like, what the fuck is going on already? Enough with the foot discussions. It's weird. Um, and it's fine. Do it, do you, whatever. And then ultimately, though, I would say that I'm happy overall mostly with the final 10 people that are there. I think all those people are good, and I'll be happy with, there's not, well, we'll get more deeper into this. There's only one or two people that I'd be like, oh, you can't win. And I'd be driven crazy. But for the majority of it, I think the people that are there are the people that should be there.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
I
funny.
completely
It's
agree
funny you bring that
about
up, Pam.
that.
I'll do my overall thoughts in a second. But what you just said, like, majority of the people, I don't care who wins. I'm like pretty happy with whoever wins. I think they all are pretty deserving of it. Like in past seasons, what was the season where Emmanuel won? Was that All Stars or was that not? Was it All Stars? It was like
That was
39.
the
Yeah.
What was that one?
Not only did Emmanuel win, Colleen made it to the final
Right,
after
like that season, I was like, no one
terrible
deserves to be. Was it
season.
like was Kara the only Kara and that was when Kara and Laurel were doing the thing? No, that
No,
wasn't that
that
one.
was a
not
younger
All
and
Stars.
next generation type of season. That was the last flagship season. That was when Jay and Michelle were running the
Yeah,
show
that
and
one
it
was
was
that
insufferable.
was
Yeah.
39, and then I'm thinking of All Stars for where Laurel one okay, yeah,
With
that one
Mario Kart
39 is the one I'm
cars.
talking about, and it was I was like I don't want anyone to win. I don't want any of these people to win. I think Corey Lay even made it to the final, and he was like afraid to go down a slightly inclined hill. Wasn't that the
Yep.
one where he freaked out? Get out of
Yep.
here. Yeah. So at least we don't have that. My point is with the 40, it's good. Overall thoughts for me, another awful daily challenge, which I was bored watching. I know y'all, maybe other people liked it. Bored watching that. And second, elimination, awesome elimination, awful competitors in it because it's way too, like you said, Jenna, too different. that if you had two, just like last week with that elimination, if you had two people that were good at it, that's such an awesome elimination. You've kind of wasted two back-to-back eliminations. Finally, we don't have to watch people do chores this season in an elimination. We get to watch some really cool ones, but the competition is way unfairly just like it's just not good, not good TV when it's great eliminations finally. That's it. So I hate
Yeah,
it.
I think you mean poor competition in general, not competitors, because they are good competitors. Aviv is a great competitor. I think she's strong. She has that old school type of composure where she's very mentally fit. She's strategic. I mean, I'm not trying to just like
Yeah, I guess my point is you
brown
have
nose up to
someone.
her right now, but I think
Throw
she's a
Tori, throw
competitor.
Tori in there against Jenny. Like that, I can't. That would be so entertaining because like I feel like it'd be so like a little more evenly matched for that. It just wasn't a good one for Aviv. I hear what you're saying there, but
Yeah, evenly
overall,
matched. But I,
you
but
see
I
her
think
hanging on a body. Like you see her hanging on Jenny's body. Jenny literally could have thrown her across. I think she was being a little nice because they're friendly. She could have chucked her against the side of that cage, no problem. I really do feel that way. But yeah.
A it was literally a size-based challenge,
Yeah.
and they have a giant size disparity. Aviv had just run of shitty luck at the end here of things going on, like coming in with the penalty and then going the wrong direction, which I feel like am I just getting old? I'm like, shouldn't production just like at that point stop them and give them a penalty or something instead of letting them like go the wrong way for a while? It's like,
well, like I said in the beginning, we have seen this done before, and it does add to the entertainment of the show. So, of course, they're not going to stop it. You can't help but feel bad if you, of course, like the person. We like Aviv. So we're like, oh no, poor Aviv. Had it have been, say, someone that we root against who was annoying, we're probably like, haha, yeah, suck it. You didn't follow the
stupid.
rules. Go the wrong way. But I mean, it is funny when they show you the bird's eye view graphic, and this could just be manipulation and edit, where they show her so far off the course and you feel so bad. She even thinks in her mind she's ran a good mile and a half.
And
That just sucks.
here's what's confusing to me. They showed like the sticks with like,
Yeah.
don't go down there. They never actually showed Aviv move the sticks out of the way and go through there. I'm like, did she even go down there? Or like, are they just making that seem like that's how bad of a mistake she made? I want to hear, I'll have to look for some interviews with Aviv after because I want to know if she actually went. Because I'm sorry, Aviv, I feel like is a pretty smart person. Why
Yeah,
the
she
hell would you
is.
think? Why would the hell would you think that this barrier of sticks basically saying don't go? Like they were like this. Why would
I
she go
mean,
down there?
listen, what I get it. It was sticks that were in the shape of an X, correct. But you're in this tiny sliver
Maybe, I
of a
guess.
crawl space that you're already like so tightly army crawling through. I could see just you're so disheveled in those moments
But
of
Jenna,
urgency.
they didn't show her go through there, right? They just like they made the camera like zoom in on it, like as if she did go through there. It's like show
Yeah,
her
I
moving the
mean,
sticks out of the way. I want to
That's
see her move the
dramatic.
sticks.
My guess is that it was an X and a little tunnel that went nowhere, and she probably was less exciting than in our head, her going into some
Well,
other
she did
unexplored
end up
territory. But
supposedly she was running the wrong way because she did say the arrows were pointing her in the wrong direction. So I do think she came up in a different area. She did obviously mess up, but I just want to know if it was
wait,
as crazy as they made it seem. Also, Jenna pointed out they made it look like she dropped. She was like on another continent where her little head was on that map. I'm like, did she go that far? Who knows? But yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, also she's so small and you're in a crawl space. I could see her easily shimming through that, honestly, the bottom part of the X. If we are to believe that that is the X that she went through, there's enough room there. And
all
like,
right.
you know what I'm saying about being disheveled in the sense of urgency? Bananas didn't think to flip over his puzzle pieces. Like sometimes you're just not thinking clearly. She's thinking, I'm in a tunnel, I'm in a
At
crawl
least we
space.
saw
Like,
that though more. We saw bananas literally not knowing to, but we could see that all
yeah,
happen in somewhat real
yeah.
time. Yeah.
I was also disappointed because when TJ was describing it, TJ's entrance was great. That was really fun coming out of the hole. But when he was describing it, I was like, oh, sweet, this like Indiana Jones, they're going to be like crawling over bugs and and I thought it would be really fun and exciting. And it was like not that fun to watch. We couldn't see what was going on because
No.
it was too cramped. So I agree, Dan, that it was a wah wah of a
Yeah, I mean,
challenge. But
listen,
again, props to Tori and Kyland.
Yeah, I mean, there really is only so much they can do. And by not putting people in a near-death experience, like, think about it, they have to give the allure of this being very scary without actual, like, possibility of death or injury being done
Right.
by participating in these games. I think it would have been horrifying getting into the crawl space. Once you're in there, they do have wiggle room. They have room to, obviously walk and run through these tunnels. But the getting in is very scary. Like I don't really like being in tight spaces, so that would definitely turn me off. That would be very um terrifying getting
For
in
sure,
there.
but
Guess what?
unfortunately, like it didn't make for good enough TV because if it really was that scary, like you almost want someone to like freeze up down there and like give us something to watch. Like I don't want to have anyone have a panic attack, but at the same time, all they did was like, oh, it's so dark and cold in here, or I can't see, and then oh, there's a bat.
Right.
Okay, great. Thanks for describing everything to us. And yeah, I did see a bat fly by. Like it's not entertaining. And you know what? Here's the craziest thing. The last two eliminations we saw, not to harp on the eliminations, but I want to a little bit more. The last two that we saw, this is like the end of the season. I feel like the producers like, we got no more ideas left. Let's just put him in a triangular cage and make him throw a ball over the wall. Like, yeah, you know how much more entertaining that is than the chores they had to do for the last 13 episodes? Like, give us that kind of stuff throughout the entire season. Simple little tasks, but like King of the Mountain, Queen of the Mountain, whatever you want to call these little fun little games that are like simple but easy to watch, easy to understand. So much better. Like I really,
Right.
and I feel like this is like just like these are the ones that they like. We got nothing left. Let's just put him in a cage and make him throw a ball out. No, this is actually the good stuff that you should have been
Mhm.
putting out through the season for eliminations. But anyways, I'm done
Yeah,
with that. We can
simple
get back
is
to that later.
always simple is always better. Another thought on the tunnels is, although it was scary, the perk of it is they were not in there for very long. Everybody ran through in like six
Well,
minutes
you know what's
or
crazy, Jenna? TJ said in the rules, he's like the second tunnel you're going to run through is 3 football fields long.
Hmm.
That's what he said. I was like, 3 football fields. That's pretty in the dark. You're not going too fast. That might, but they didn't make it seem like they were long, like you just said. They probably
Yeah.
just cut it up, maybe. But like, I don't know.
Well, you know how they always give up after the first two people showing them in full and everybody else gets
They
like a
go into
little
full montage
montage.
mode. Yeah.
Yeah, they just are like, let's watch everybody slip in and out. But these are very in shape people and running 3 football fields length obviously would just probably take them like 2 or 3 minutes.
Right.
They're
Right. Maybe
very,
you're right. But they are in the dark, though. I feel like they're going a little slower, but at the same time, they're probably trying to get the hell out of there, too. So you might be right. They might be
yeah.
just running into walls trying to get the hell out of there. So,
Yeah. I mean, I think that they've done a pretty good job in Vietnam to utilize some very cool parts of the country, though. Like
yeah.
this was
At the
probably
same
some of them
time,
were
though,
probably
like
harder than
I
Vietnam
get they
War.
want to utilize it. When they used to go to all the countries, though, they used to just like go either over water or off a building, and then or just a field and make something cool in the field, like build something in the field. But now they're trying to. I think they're going a little too far with this stuff. I'm telling you right now, all I want is for them to do like what Big Brother does, bring in a bunch of nobodies. I don't care if they have one social media follower. I don't want them to have any. They maybe they've tried to get on other shows. That's fine, but I want like zero followers. They're really trying to make their mark so that they can get another TV show. They want to do crazy stuff so people want to like them. That way they're not too afraid of like, oh well, my Nike contract, I can't post on Instagram every day if I say something bad on the challenge this season. No, I don't want that crap. I want them to like push buttons and do crazy stuff. That would make a season. They can do that again. There's no reason they can't, and it would work. But I don't know if they're too afraid to do it or what. But anyways, cookie cutter stuff is
I
what
was
we're.
gonna say Nike. Who's got a Nike contract? Good for that
Whatever.
person.
I don't know.
Maybe like
Someday. I
miscellaneous
mean, there's corporate
protein
Fine,
powder.
stuff going on.
Their Beats headphones. I don't know what the hell they
Mm.
have. Whatever they're doing.
But what I do want to say is I love that I feel like this might be the first time in 40 seasons that TJ's ever broke it to us the way he did Aviv, but he said it like this is a normal thing. He's like, sorry, Aviv, you broke the rules. So it's like, what? You broke the rule? Have we ever heard someone get disqualified for breaking the rules before? Like with, what's her name? Ninja and
Laurel.
Laurel.
Yeah.
Laurel cheated. It's like she didn't break the rules. It's like, wouldn't you just disqualify her then? It just seems so weird. It's like, who made up that last minute
Well, usually they say
decide?
DQ. They'll just put a DQ on the screen and then they'll just leave it at that. This time they had TJ like kind of just like he doesn't usually do it this way. They usually just throw a DQ on the screen and then we don't even worry
Yeah.
about it. Like we know she's DQ'd. She's lost in the goddamn woods. This time they had TJ like sit her down and say, just so you know, Aviv, you broke the rules, like she's being like
Yeah,
reprimanded at school or something. But no,
It's
yeah,
like she broke the rules. Like I don't. I
whatever.
mean,
she broke the
was
X. Like
again.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess there was no possibility for her to get back in the tunnel somehow and get out the right hole. She was done.
Just let her time down. It just seems weird to me. It doesn't matter. But yeah, Aviv
Should we
had a rough episode.
Yeah. Should we just keep talking about the daily challenge
Sure,
while
and
we're
let's
on?
also talk about
Sure.
Aviv. It was kind of spoiled that she was going to lose before I even saw the elimination because she went on the damn phone. You know, when they go on the damn video phone, they're going home. Like, why would they do that? At least show what's her face, Jenny on the damn phone too, so we don't know. That was a waste too.
Yeah, the phone calls are very miss for me. I was
Such a
gonna say
miss.
hit or miss, but they're 98% miss. Like
Now, if
I
she
just
wants to confess
don't.
to her husband that she was playing footsies with bananas on a bus, get that video call going. Let's
Yeah, make
Pam's
it
with me. Let's
spicy.
see
Come
that.
on.
It's a phone call, but I will say what I took from the phone call that I liked is I started getting really worried that Aviva was going to check out at that point, that she has been so mentally in the game and focused. And I was like, oh, is
Are you
she
calling? I
like
gotta
ready to go
ask. Jenna's
home?
too. Me too. Are you calling her Aviva or Aviv?
Vive,
Aviv, right?
Aviv.
Okay, I've heard you say Aviva twice now. I'm just double checking that it was
Aviva is going to, I think I was
okay.
rolling
Oh,
into
Aviv.
the
Oh,
next.
maybe. All right, all right.
They
Yeah,
blurred. I thought you
Aviva
were
is
saying like
going.
Aviva Las Vegas.
No, Aviv is
Got it.
gonna
Okay.
check
Okay, just
out.
just checking, just
Yeah, no,
checking.
I know her name. I just was worried that she was gonna check out. I was happy that she didn't. That's my whole point. It's just that
Yeah.
she did really fight, Jenny. She didn't have a
Oh
chance,
no,
but she
yeah.
put up a really good fight
I
for.
wouldn't. Yeah, I would not think anything less of her. I mean, she tried her hardest. I wouldn't ever say, "Oh, I don't think she
Yeah,
tried her hard." She definitely tried her hardest against
no,
Jenny.
she was great. It was a bummer. I think it is what it is, but it's a bummer for her. I mean, whatever. It's not like her identity rests on her challenge victories like other people, so it's not that big of a bummer. But yeah, I felt like she had a great season.
Yeah, and after being out of the game for so long, like I said, I really admired her confidence coming back in. Like she didn't seem to, she expressed to her husband that she was having a hard week, and it did seem like things were getting to her, but she never showed it. She always seemed like ready to go, focused, like she wasn't letting the other people in the house, any sort of gameplay or drama get to her, being out of the game for so long. Like it seems like she came in just ready to do what she had to do, and she made it so far and she played very well. Speaking of the elimination being stacked against her, in terms of height, not only Jenny being a foot and a half taller than her, even if she had gotten to the ball first, she has to still shoot it, and she's shorter than Jenny on that. She's short,
Yes.
regardless of who she's going against, popping it over the fence in the right way to get it inbounds and play against a competitor when doing that, she's totally fucked because of her height. Even if
Yeah.
the person
And
next to her is
this
a
is
full
Jenny. We
foot
talk about
taller than
Jenny all the
her.
time. Jenny is strength, not endurance. This was purely strength. If Jenny had to go against Tori, she may have had to use more endurance because it would have lasted longer. But luckily
Mm.
for Jenny, this was a pure strength thing for her, and she didn't have to last that long in there endurance wise, because then I think she would have struggled, which is why I think it would have been more entertaining if Jenny had more of a competitive person like for that particular
Yeah.
event. But with Aviv, what I was gonna say is how do you think production got down to saying let's bring Aviv back after 20 years? Like, I wonder how many other people did they ask before her, because there's no way she was like, it's season 40, we got to bring Aviv back. There's no way. I want to know who said no before they got to her. I'm just curious, because yeah, I mean, maybe you girls think I'm wrong here, but like, I don't think she was one of their first calls. I'm just kind of I don't think she was. So I just wonder
Well,
how many people they went through before they got to her, and
this
they
is
like,
my made up scenario that
okay,
they're looking at a wall of winners from all the seasons, from all the eras, and they're like, "What the fuck's up with a V? What the hell's up
Yeah.
with her?" And they call her, and she's great and cool. So it's like, we'll keep her in the,
keep her in the
she's still
mix, and then
yeah,
eventually
she's
enough people
great.
said no.
Well, but enough people, I do think, I don't think she was a top pick, but feel like she steadily, just like she wormed her way up to the top six. Not wormed her way like she did something slimy, but I just think it's like, she's good and she's fun and she's kind of easy to get along with and she can do it. I feel I'm not mad about the choice at all. I
Yeah. Go, sorry.
Yeah, that's it. I'm glad Aviv made it out of the bottom of the rubble in the casting conversation to appear in season 40. I forgot about her. I didn't watch the season she was on, and I really like her.
I think the illustration you gave feels very good about sitting in the room and saying, Aviv, because she is a winner. She won with Darrell, a fan favorite. So I do think she was pro at least in kind of like a an upper middle tier, if that makes sense, you know?
Or one of those like, who is that girl? Like they were like Darrell, obviously, and then it was like, who's next to him in that?
Yeah.
And it's the same way when the person we didn't know we needed to come back, Jay, not asshole Jay, good Jay, who
What the hell's
I
good, Jay?
Who the hell is
Jay,
yeah?
the
Who?
other Jay, that was Jenna's boyfriend on Battle of the
Oh,
Exes.
little firefighter Jay.
Jay, that when he came back,
Silent,
it was
Long
like I
Island, Jay.
Yeah,
didn't give
he was decent on that season. He came back
he was
on
decent on
All
that. He was
Stars. Yeah.
really likable. And he was another one that I'm like, who the hell decided Jenna's ex-boyfriend needs to be on this season? But I was really happy he
A
was.
great person, a very
Speaking
funny,
of
Mhm.
smart
speaking
person.
of Jenna, I gotta ask this, Jenna. Jenna, what's in your hand? Is it a shoehorn? Is it a back scratcher?
Yes,
Is it one of those
Hold
things
on,
that
I
you hit
want
on
to
your
guess
wrist and
because
it's
I
a
have a
yes,
guess.
bracelet?
I want to guess first. I feel like it's an incense holder. And it's
No
100%,
way.
100% what it is. 100.
How the hell? Why are you, first of all, why are you holding an incense holder? And Pamela, how did you see that well when it's all blurred
can
out?
tell by the curve, the ever so
Okay.
slight curve on one end. And Jenna has a nose fetish, I've learned from that. Like
Oh yeah, she
she
loves smelling
steals
stuff the whole
smells of
time. Right, right,
things.
right. Yeah.
Uh, I knew
Mm.
you were using your context clues, and I knew you were going to get this correct. Also, near me is a candle. It's funny you say I have a smell fetish, which I don't like the word fetish. Maybe
Come
like
on, Pam.
a
Ah,
smell
Pam.
You enjoy smells.
enjoyment. Can I tell you, this has never been lit, and it's been sitting on this
Mm.
um ta what dresser I'm near for like 3 years. So it's clearly not. I'm not that good at smells.
Smells
And
really
I've
good.
used one time in the past year because I'm scared to light incense near my son. And I also have heard if you light certain sort of incense and if you're not a member of the community who uses those incense, then you get a bad omen. So I just now I don't know what to do.
Oh, not a bad
He
omen.
uses mango incense.
Huh?
That was my favorite clip. What community uses mango
Well, like
incense? And
certain, well, I guess maybe it's more sage with like the indigenous community. So I just don't want to get any.
someone that subscribes to that rumor can I'm going to go ahead and call it no on
No,
that
it's a
rumor.
real, it is a real
Well,
thing. It's a
speaking of
rumor.
smells, we put up our fake Christmas tree, and I've been telling Stacy, like, I need the Christmas tree, scent still. So she bought some ones that plug into they're like, it's like you can set it on your phone. It's a plug. I wish I could think of the name, but it plugs into your outlet, and it doesn't go off unless you want it to, and you set up your phone to turn it on and off. And so we don't waste the time during the day when we're not in that room because we're working or whatever. So at night, every night, like right after this, we're gonna turn that puppy on. I'm gonna get that Christmas tree smell the rest of the night. It's my favorite smell. So I can't wait.
I,
That puppy
I
on.
share Jenna your
Yes.
smell enjoyment. I don't
Yeah.
think fetish is a bad word, but I will. I have the same, and I have these, which I will. Maybe I'll send you a Christmas present. I'm not even going to show you. I have loads of these ones that I always have to have one burning because they make my whole house smell amazing, and
Right.
they're also odor canceling. So they
Mm,
smell good, but they also like negate bad odors.
okay.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Speaking of canceling, they could have canceled this daily challenge for me. Any other thoughts on
yeah.
it?
They could have canceled that last 3 minutes of conversation. What else on the daily challenge? I did. Rachel timing out and Bananas timing out, like
Hmm.
who you might consider top two. Although watching Tori do her thing again, I'm just like suck it haters. She's the best. Cry
Right. They
about.
keep hating on her. I mean, she keeps
Yeah.
proving them wrong every damn episode. What are you
So
gonna do? Yeah.
she's amazing. She's good at puzzles. She's good at endurance. She's good at everything. So
Did
yeah.
Jordan go shoot another show the past two episodes? I literally feel like, did we even see Jordan go through and do this
Yeah, it's
challenge?
funny. He did go through it, but again, he just was kind of I think he was in the middle of the I don't they didn't really tell who they didn't say
Under
who
the
got second,
radar.
third, or fourth, but
Yeah.
just kind of finished it and that was it.
I
Bananas,
mean,
where I will give him, while I was watching it, I was like, I'm glad Bananas is timing out and he can suck it, but I want to see two mouths too. I was like, am I crazy? Because we saw other people do the puzzle and it was TJ and it had a normal face. And bananas, I was like, what the fuck? There are two mouths. Like, what is he supposed to do with that? So when we found out what bananas found out, I was like, that's kind of tricky. Like, so
But
if you
everyone had to deal with that though, not just him.
everyone
So
had to deal with that, but I feel like they would have said you have to look at all four. If you just think you're dealing with one
I like
thing, I mean,
you know what? I
it is
actually
what
like
it
that. I
is.
like
But
that part of it. I like that they're making it a little more tricky because I'm tired of looking at puzzles. At least this one was like, okay, well, it's not just put them in the slot. You actually have to look at both sides. I like that idea. Something
I
TJ
different.
also
was
thought it
fun.
was funny that there was moments wasted on breaking the fourth wall. And then granted they were seconds, but Corey being so happy he got that first puzzle is like,
Yeah.
puzzle now.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
don't do the
Yes.
next
I
one.
said the same thing. I said, "Hey Corey, if you lose by 3 seconds, I wonder what the reason will be. Oh, maybe because you posed for the camera for those 3 seconds." Yeah, I thought the
And
same
then
thing.
Kara, when she realizes there's a backside, there's the whole like sadness from what's that Disney movie? Yeah,
You're
she just gives the whole like, ugh, looks at camera like, are you kidding? And does like a whole 10-second thing, and then she does the puzzle.
What Disney movie are you talking about?
With all the emotions, joy,
Oh, oh,
sadness,
oh,
oh,
oh, Inside Out. Inside Out.
inside my
inside out.
mind.
Yes.
Dan, Dan was like, I must know
Well,
what
hey, if it's
movie.
Disney, well, that's technically Pixar, but either way, we'll go with it. It's Disney too. Pixar,
Oh,
that was Pixar technically. But did you all watch Inside Out too?
no.
Not as good as the first one. Spoiler
Sorry.
alert. All right. Anyways, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. No, nothing to brag about. It
Did
was
you
okay.
see
It was fine.
Moana too?
No, but again, from what I'm seeing on the previews, I haven't heard any reviews yet, but just from the previews, I'm like, it's not good. There's no way it's better than the first one. The
I
first
have
one
a
I know.
was
12
so.
year
It
old
was
and
First
an
one
so
was
8 year
so
old
large.
good.
friend, and they saw it and they said it was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a pretty hard sell if something new comes out for Disney or Pixar and it's not to the likes of like, Moana, Coco, something from a little even just because those are the last couple that have been really good now for the last,
Encanto.
huh?
Is that Disney? Encanto?
Encanto is
Yes.
it was pretty good. I'm trying to think if it's just straight up Disney or if it's Pixar. Now that's going to bother me. I want
Yeah,
to
I don't know, but I
I don't
loved that one.
know. That's one of the ones I saw in the theater and thought it's pretty good.
Oh, I loved it.
No, it's not that I didn't like it, but it's like
Oh,
I'm a
Encanto?
hard sell because of
Yeah.
how good
Loved.
the previous ones are though. The
I've
previous
never
ones are
seen
so good.
Coco. I know everyone's like,
I had an issue with like the grandma's the bad guy. Like, I don't want your grandma
she's
to
not
be
the
like
bad
she
guy.
kind of
She's just,
is.
She
And
needed
that's
a
not
reality
cool.
check. And listen,
right,
sometimes
she was
grandmas do,
I don't
misguided.
want a grandma to be
She was
bad, you know?
misguided.
Well, welcome to reality, Dan, okay?
Yeah.
You got a bad grandma out there?
No, no, I don't. I
I've
don't.
heard of
But
Bad Grandpa. That was an interesting movie.
Yeah. Well, moving on, I guess. I feel like they didn't need to do a lot of what we saw. I feel like at this point, it's like, do you even need to have a boardroom or whatever it's called? What the hell is it called? They
It's called The
it's a
discuss
Chamber, and you're
chamber.
the
100% right.
chamber.
What a
Don't.
waste. What I write
This is
down?
like a prop now.
I said I wrote The Chamber, what a waste. I literally wrote The
That's
Chamber,
so
what a
funny. I was
waste.
like,
Don't care
I
about
looked, I
it.
paused the TV to go to the bathroom or something, and I was like, I'm only halfway through. Like when Jenna said the daily, she just had gotten to the point where the daily winners won. I thought, yeah, you got a whole another half an episode of nothing to watch until the
Well, that
final.
was the
Like it
same
was,
as the same as what I felt like with last week too, with that whole thing, or the 2 weeks ago when the besties had to go in, Michelle had to go against Alaska.
yeah,
Her name's
peace,
Olivia. Anyway,
Olivia.
uh,
At least they made, I don't know. This was just like, wait, there's no way. And I mean, I think someone even said breaking the fourth wall again, like there's nothing that's gonna be said here that's gonna change the
well,
outcome.
a couple things. First of all, did you notice that the daily challenge was a lot longer than it usually is because they realized they had no filler because they already knew what was going to happen after that to get before the elimination.
Do
And
it. Don't be
second, I do feel like
afraid of skipping through. I feel like they
I think
didn't
they
don't need
threw
to
in a
be
couple.
afraid of that.
Well, I think they threw in a couple extra commercials too. I fast forward through them obviously because I watch it after it's like halfway through the airing so that I can just get this done in an hour because the commercials are there's so many. They start off like at the beginning a couple commercials. By the end, Every 3 minutes, they're throwing in another 8-minute commercial. It's insane. By the way, Encanto is Disney because people are going to say stuff in the comments. Now they don't have
No, I
to.
knew you were looking, so we had to continue on
I
that
had it for a
because
while,
we
but
learned
yeah.
that.
Anyways,
Um, I just feel like they could have. I had no commercials because I bought the season on Amazon so I could watch it when it came out, which I
oh,
still can't watch it
nice.
when it comes
How
out.
long? Hey,
Yeah,
how long is the episode with no commercials? Do you have they give you a number? I'm curious.
I can tell you. Yeah, I'm sure they give you a
Wait,
number.
I
let's
bet.
guess.
Let's get. Yeah, I was gonna say this is fun. Okay, go. You want to go first, Jenna?
Shoot. Ah.
Don't say it out loud,
Oh, don't.
Pam, if it tells you. Or
I can't even find my Amazon. I don't watch it on my phone, so I have to find my Amazon
oh
Prime thing
God.
on my.
It's gonna be a while.
Okay, I was gonna
Just
say
use your AI hack. You always like to use AI.
how long is the challenge
It should
episode
be as simple as
without
clicking on that app and
commercials?
it's saying like you just watched this, but
I still think it's over an hour, Jenna. I'll go an hour and 10 minutes, which means we get 20 minutes of
Hmm.
commercials.
I was gonna say 58 minutes, but
I,
you're right. That seems like an
it,
excessive
you
amount
know
of
what? I want it
commercials.
to be 58 minutes just to prove to you all that you all don't need this hour and a half nonsense. I would like it to be 58, but I think it's going to be more like an hour 10.
That's a yeah, you're probably right though, because 32 minutes
Because
is
I
too much.
wanted to say, you're right. I wanted to say like 59 minutes, like I wanted to say under an hour of actual footage that
Yeah.
we watch. Now, if you take out all of them walking up and them all getting dressed and them all that pre nonsense, I bet you're down to
Yeah.
58.
Also the nostalgic montages. I've seen enough.
Yep.
Seen enough of
Oh
those.
yeah. You know what? And that's the thing too, is like they show it to us like it's almost like I'm like, can we just stay? Let's stay in that episode. Let's keep watching that. That
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
great. I
Oh
like
no, I
that.
don't even no, I don't even mean the opening ones. Sorry,
Oh,
I like
that's
the
what I'm
opening
talking about.
clips.
Yeah.
No, I like the
so
opening clips. I
what
mean,
did
when
you
they
guys,
show
what were your
like
guesses
what
again?
I
Hold on.
oh, when they
Well,
show like what I've done this season or like what my challenge career has been, it's like
oh
we
yeah, I
know
don't need that. Yeah.
it. Okay,
Well, go ahead.
Dan said an hour and 10 and I said 58.
You guys like pretty much, if I was better at math, to me, it was an hour and 5 minutes.
Wow, we split the
So
diff.
you're pretty much, yeah, right in
Technically,
there.
I won by 2 minutes, but that's fine.
Okay, that's how it was like if someone better than
I knew. I
than
knew.
I can figure out
No, fine, Dan. Fine, you win.
the
Yeah,
actual winner of that.
hour.
But
See, that's that. But think about that. That's 25 minutes of
no
commercials.
commercials. Yeah, there's
Sounds
Holy
no
right,
hell!
commercials.
actually. Sounds right.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
still found this whole time, and usually I like, I like the interactions. Oh, I did like Michelle. Okay, I enjoyed the little segment where Team Foot Fetish was like in their room bitter that Carl and Michelle and Devin on the bed. That was a fun scene. I
Oh yeah.
like,
By the way, so like we always say, like the challenge is all serious now. They never do any fun stuff on the side. But then this is the fun stuff we get.
I
It's not
know.
good. It wasn't good. It was.
they got so sidelined. Like, at least
And like, how sad is it that only 3 people went to the party when no one else wants to go to the party? They were
poor
like,
Derek was
screw
there.
Michelle. I don't care. There's like 10 people still in the house, 11 at the time.
No,
Three
they're all
people.
angels. They're all on the other side. Screw them. They're jealous. They were talking about their feet being pretty
Yeah,
or
but the party
Mean Girls had a
sucked. It's like,
room.
production, can you buy me a happy birthday sign for Michelle? Back in the day, they just did their own. They didn't have to ask production for stuff. They just did their own thing and had a blast. And I don't know. Do they even drink anymore? I've never seen it. Have we seen
Or
any
drinking
drinking this
like
season?
wine.
I have not seen any. Well, I guess at the club. I mean, like in the house. Remember, they used to have like house. They used to drink in the house. They were having a conversation and drinking. I
Yeah.
don't see
No,
any
I
of that
think
shit
they're
anymore.
Couldn't do
limited
that
now. I think
anymore.
they're way limited on
They
that
are
stuff.
way
I don't
limited.
think it's the free reign that it used to be, where like it's like
I
get
know.
fucked up. Yeah,
Well,
they
here's the
used
thing
to.
too.
No.
It's like if you're keep them in the house, let them drink what they want, and let them have some fun. Like what's like has no one's ever like died drinking too much on the challenge, correct? Was there like a bad incident or
Oh, but
something? Like
it's not. It's the. I don't fucking know. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm just
Um,
saying, this is what I'm saying. This is my idea for a show. I know how crazy this might be. Like, oh wait, I'm sorry. They already did this for a million seasons on The Real World. They brought in a bunch of nobodies who wanted to entertain us. Let them do that. Like,
but
what's
we're
the
like
problem?
in their
What is the
20s
worst that
and
could happen?
single
The worst
and
that could happen is you
idiots.
have another season like this. That's all. And we'd still watch it. I'm
Oh,
sorry, but
I like this season because at least the people that are on it. I'm not even mad about this season, but I think it would be fun to watch a show
this
like,
season was good for the most part. I'm just saying I know we could get back to what it used to be. if you brought in a bunch of nobodies who had nothing to lose and had no social media presence, had no followers to worry about, had no affiliations with sponsors to worry about, they just wanted to get on their damn selves on TV. I think some of them would be acting a fool. Even Are You the One? Remember, Are You the One was a great. That was like
That was
mid
great.
teens of the 20 teens. Bring that show back. Let's go.
Yeah.
Show was great.
Floppy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That show was sloppy when they were doing
Was
like
so
threesomes and
sloppy.
stuff. It was getting
It was like
crazy.
zero
Fun.
thought given to the fact that they're being recorded.
Well, that isn't
It
that
just
what we
is
want to
not
watch?
fair.
Speaking of House of Villains and what I like to watch, that still works. How does that
Yeah.
work? That works. Jenna, have you given it a shot yet?
Man, you're
I
lucky
know.
I can even
I
devote an
know. I
hour on
know.
challenge. I have no uh, free time.
It's a quick
If I
watch
can
though.
shower in a
It's an
day,
easy
good
watch.
day.
It's an easy watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, okay. Uh back to this episode. Uh I don't does anyone want to talk about the chamber? Oh, I thought this in the chamber. Here we go. I got something. I thought Tori made a good point. What did I think?
Tried. She tried
Uh,
her best.
she said, why don't you, whoever, which one of you wins, you should throw bananas in. You should make him a target because honestly, like, who is bananas number one? I thought it is Rachel technically, and all you girls, Jenny and
Oh,
Aviv, y'all are not Bananas number one, technically. He hasn't admitted that, but I guarantee you Rachel is his number one. I think they actually have admitted that they're number one. So technically, you kind of why not throw Bananas in? But they didn't do it, obviously. But I thought Tori made an interesting point. But then Aviv tried to make the point back to Tori. But no, Tori's very open that Jordan's her number one. So like
mhm.
anyone else understands that if you want to work with Tori, they're all after him. So like I didn't agree with what she said there. There you go. There's something for the chamber. Anyone want to comment on it
Yeah,
further?
I don't mind that Jenny and Aviv didn't take the bait. I don't mind that they were like, nah, it's all good. Like, we know that we're maybe not as number ones, but we're still a team. We
Yeah.
still want to be together. We still love each other. So we're
And
not
at
going
this point, whoever won
to.
that was going to become Bananas number two no matter what. So I don't think that that's even that bad. You're still the number two. You're not fighting for third anymore. One of you is guaranteed going home. So I agree with you what you said there for sure. Yeah.
Even did chuckle at bananas is my question is, so do they just live in the rooms now with their alliances? Like, first of all, they just moved in. Are they all roommates with their
Look,
you can't tell. It looks like
this
team foot fetish is a room and team the other ones are a room.
this house is an interesting setup. It's like all up. It's first of all, it's not even a house. It was some type of castle that they tried to make into this thing. The upstairs, they just threw a bunch of beds down this big ass hallway. Like, and I told you when we talk about the kitchen. The kitchen's on a.
There's no kitchen.
You try to make your food. You try to lean over the stove. Your head hits a slanted ceiling. Like
I
I don't
kind
know.
of think the house is incredible. I think it's so cool. Whenever they show the opening gate with the cobblestone archway, I'm
I
like, sign
guess
up.
I've seen a lot
And
cooler.
the
I've seen a
entrance is
lot cooler. At
amazing.
least they're not in a bunker again. Remember that season they were in a bunker and
Uh,
couldn't see daylight? That was no
horrible.
thanks.
So good.
Yeah.
But this one, I did get a chuckle from Bananas saying, I'm going to miss one of you. Because it's like, yeah, one of you are going
That
home.
was good.
There's no way to,
Yeah.
there's no way to pussyfoot around that one. Get it? But because Bananas loves feet.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to hear the word pussyfoot on the episode tonight. So that's
Yeah.
fun. Good for you, Pam. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was I gonna say? The vibe of the house is weird though. It just feels like I wouldn't really want to be there right now. Like
No, I wouldn't want to be in that vibe of the house. Like the down,
like
it almost reminds me of
cozy.
like the Harry Potter lunch area where it's like a downstairs, a bunch of tables. I don't know, just I'm not vibing it.
The
Well,
whole
don't go for Hogwarts because I fuck with Hogwarts and the Great
No,
Hall.
I like the
I'm
Hogwarts
there.
vibe. I'm just not. I don't like it right here in the challenge vibe. Personally,
Yeah.
But
long
it had
benches
a
and tables.
Hogwarts
That's all I'm
vibe
seeing of it.
though, where it was like four in a room. So it's like a big giant room in a castle, and then there was four, but you could hear them. So they're obviously nearby, the way it was
They just
during
have
Michelle's
partitions.
party.
There's just partitions between each like little bed area. There's like
It
it's like
just
the
it
beds are
did seem
back to
like
back with very
suites
high
in a dorm
backboards.
corridor or something. I don't know, because we don't really get to see enough of it to fully. I don't have like a floor plan in my mind at
Well,
all.
back in the day,
But
they would have shown us everything because we would have seen the bathrooms because they'd all be hooking up in there. Now we don't even. I don't know what do their bathrooms look like. I have no idea.
oh,
Who knows?
Dan needs to know what the bathroom looks like. What do your toilets look like?
What
we
kind of
need
toilets?
a Tribs tour of the house at least. Like, give us a tour
Is it a
of.
is it a circular bowl or is it an oval bowl? Because I'm sorry, I put in brand new oval bowls in the house because they're the best. The circular bowls, no room.
The
Get out of there.
toilet. Uh-huh,
A
uh-huh.
toilet, you can have a circular bowl, like an old school, like it's more circular. Then you have the big oval ones. Got two oval puppies in there to say the word puppies again.
I have feelings about that, but we're gonna
You don't like the oval
I don't
bowls.
like oval's fine, but I feel like my parents have this like long flat, and it's like I don't want like a flat surface to go to the
Long
bathroom. Like
flat.
it's like give it a little oval's one thing, but my parents is at their house, the toilet is like a strange, it's like a plate beneath you, and it's like,
Can you take a
well,
picture
I don't
next
want
time and send it to
that. I will actually, because I'm always like, why are your
I
toilets so
will.
like flat?
In
Interesting.
my
Yes.
grandma's house, she
Mhm.
has an avocado colored toilet, and I just it's
Oh, that's
been there
old
since the
school.
19 who the
Mm.
hell knows? Yeah, a long time. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
All right, moving on. Oh, and my other grandma's house when they don't live there anymore because they're not around anymore, but they had carpet on their toilet seat. Like, have you ever seen this?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was a
Holy hell. I
grandparent
remember
thing.
like
Hell
thinking
yeah.
as a
Pretty
kid it was
Yeah.
cool, but
soft.
now I'd be like, no, I don't
Soft.
think that's what I want.
No.
They
Yeah, it
had
was
it
like a
though.
toilet seat cover.
No,
Yeah.
but on the no, but not on the actual where you'd sit your ass down.
Oh, really?
You're dead serious. And it
I
was
didn't
like
know about that.
thick. Like you would like I was comfortable as a kid, using the toilet as a very small child, but I can't imagine that being a thing nowadays. Someone in the
Doesn't
comments,
sound
someone's grandparents, if they're old enough like I am, at the ripe age of 39, they had a grandparent that had carpeted toilets.
covers, but they didn't have like
Well,
on the
no,
toilet seat
Jenna,
part.
do you know anyone that had the like I'm talking about the actual
No,
seat?
I know the seat cover, but you know how you can manipulate your mind? I feel like I'm imagining my
Oh,
grandma's
Maybe.
bathroom with
maybe
that,
I'm
you
manipulating, but
know?
I'm pretty damn sure I sat on a carpet. Yeah, anyways, like when I was
Oh,
using it
no.
actually, not just sitting there for just hanging out.
For enjoyment.
For
For
sure.
Now,
enjoyment.
I used to go to the bathroom because their toilet seat cover was so
Yeah.
comfortable to sit on.
Your
All
parents
right,
had
let's move along here. I have nothing till the want to talk elimination? I got nothing till the elimination. I'm looking at here
we
my notes
talked
here.
about it.
fight
Okay.
Aviv. Yeah, to put up a good fight.
Yeah,
Get more Aviv
good fight.
positive things. I like the way, even though they're sort of not enemies, but not in the same alliance. I like the way that everyone clearly likes Aviv. I like that, and she likes them back. Like I like that you can tell that she's still friends with all the other girls, and same way as Rachel. It's like, all right, now that you guys have become best friends with Bananas and you're the angels,
Mhm.
fine, whatever. But
Yeah, I like that TJ blew the horn and then the ball went out and he's like, "Oh wait, no, keep going. Next, we got to do another round." Because that was he thought it was over. He thought it was over. I mean, we all knew it was over, but yeah, just again, I love. Okay, let me. Here we go. I got something for you. How many people are going to this final? Before we get into before we talk
there's
about the mailbag
10
stuff, like
now.
because now it's down to 5 and 5. Now it's episode 15. So if they do another male and another female elimination, that's 16, 17, which would mean episode like 18, 19, and then maybe a 20. But someone in the comments said there's 22 episodes. So if that's the case, then do they go down to 3 and 3 for the final? I don't think I think they're gonna do 4 and 4 for the final. That's my thought.
My guess is 4 and 4 and a quick you're in the final, but you're out. A quick sort of elimination of
Okay, so like
one of
halfway
the
through they
final
eliminate to
four.
go down to 3 and 3. They've done that
Yeah.
recently, yeah.
And then I think it's going to really be so it will officially be four that make it to the final, but they'll
Yeah.
purge or get rid of.
Jenna's either looking up toilets with with carpet on it, or she's looking for her mailbag. One of the two right now. Oh, there it is. Okay, thought so. Okay, Jenna, do you want to give your thoughts on how many people are going to this final, and then we're doing mailbag?
4 and 4.
Okay, so Jenna's with me. Pamela, you think 4 and 4 as well, and then you think
Four, but I
halfway.
think someone will be quickly going home. I think they'll have they'll have an instant. You made it to TJ's final, but this
Okay.
first one you don't want to come in last because the two last people
And and
aren't
and
going home.
just so Jenna has another second to find her mailbag, we only if in theory it's 4 and 4, that means one more male and one more female go home. Who do you want to see go home and not in the final? Mine are going to be, I guess, Michelle and Derek. Even though actually, I would like
Oh
to see
yeah.
Derek prove himself, maybe though. I don't know. I'm thinking Michelle and Derek are going to. I don't know now. Anyways, that's who I'm thinking I want to go. I don't want Rachel or Cara, or I guess I don't care if Jenny goes home. Jenny can go home, I guess.
I feel like
I don't know.
I almost prefer Jenny to go home to Michelle just because I find Michelle more. I obviously want to see for deserves it, Rachel, Tori, and Cara
Yeah,
as
Tori
the
needs to
final
go
three. In
to
terms
the
of
final.
Michelle and Jenny, I prefer Michelle just because I prefer her. So I'd rather Jenny go home, but either one, it's sort of
Yeah,
fine.
Michelle or Jenny going home for sure then, because I need the other three in the final. And then for the guys, I, Jordan, Kyland, Bananas, and Corey. How can I not want those four in the final? So Derek has to go. I don't
Yeah.
have another choice here.
Derek, I have to go just because he hasn't gone in. I mean, it's like again when that was my comment
That's
for
true.
next
Yeah,
week. It's like sorry, Derek. Again, like Derek's
and it's
probably gonna have
funny.
to go
Everyone's
in
like,
next
Derek's
week.
having such a great season. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
having a great season. His because he's got like he's got every girl on his side, and he hasn't had to go. If he goes into one
that's had to go
elimination,
in.
most likely he's going home. You're right. So
Yeah,
that's a
I
good
feel the
point,
writing
Pam.
might be on the wall for Derek to be the next eliminated. I don't
Well,
know, so maybe I'm
he's
wrong.
finally a target. He's finally a target. So let's see
And
him pull
the
this one out.
other, I've come around to total not wanting Corey. Now I want Jordan, and I guess Colin's earned it, but a bit or Banana. I want Corey to make it to the final. I
Yeah.
really do.
Definitely, Corey's my top right now for sure. But like,
And I feel like deserves it definitely, but there's just something about really putting your like, come on, it's like we do want the people we like and care about and have
yeah,
known forever
it's
to
time
fucking
for
win,
Corey. If Corey can pull out this win against Jordan and Bananas, if they both make the final two, not only is that his first win, but that's a huge
The
win for him.
solid win,
Yeah.
or
Jenna,
even
you were
again.
going to say something, and then we'll get to the mailbag.
Just on the topic of, you said Derek didn't go in, right? But neither has Jordan, right? Jordan has not gone into an elimination, I don't think. Not once this season. So
Maybe not, but we've seen.
he's
I guess
won.
we've seen Jordan go into so many eliminations in the past, and obviously, I think he's won
One
some dailies.
dailies at
But then
least.
Derek did win that last daily against
Yeah.
Jordan. I know, I
Yeah, I
get
know
it.
it's
I'm
conflicting because Jordan's so good, Bananas is so good, they deserve it. But it would be interesting to see some of more of the underdogs, like Kylan. I think Kylan, hands down, so deserves it. He should go to a final. Corey has
yes.
fought tooth and nail in eliminations.
So now
So it's hard.
you're kicking out Bananas
They're,
or
yeah,
kick out
people
Bananas
who are
or Jordan.
always,
That's hard to do. Yeah.
yeah, because they're always consistently good. So it's hard.
Right.
My husband asked me before this elimination tonight who I was rooting for. And I was kind of like, they didn't show the instructions of the game yet. I was like, whoever plays better, honestly. Like, it could go either way. So whoever just has a better elimination showing. And then when I saw what the game was, and then I was very actively rooting for Aviv because I just felt so bad because it felt like
Right.
she had no shot. It was so, all of her weak points. But that's kind of how I feel like about who makes the final. Like, when it comes to it, should
Yeah.
you be
Right. But again, of course, we prefer whereas what's his name, Emmanuel, won fair and square. It's still stupid. It's like, well, there's no Emmanuel left in this group, so it doesn't matter. But
right?
yeah, I'd
This is
hate
Right.
to
a
see
strong group.
would that's how I'd feel if Jenny, for God's sakes, won or something. It's like,
Yeah.
sure, you
Like
obviously
if Derek makes the final and he wins, I'm not going to be like, oh, he doesn't deserve it. No way in hell. He'll definitely deserve it, especially if he beats these people on this list. Emmanuel did nothing that season and then had the competition that he had in the final was like, no.
he was
Anyway.
horrible that season. It was not nice to know. That was the whole. They were
Oh
all
yeah, and
horrible.
he
That
was
whole
he hooked
J
up with, and
squad.
that's the thing too. That could have been his season where we loved watching him, but they refused to show his 3 or 4 hookups.
Wanted to
Ridiculous.
like him, and but then it was like his letter from his girlfriend at home was his
Oh,
big.
oh man,
It
that's
was,
so
yeah,
ridiculous.
no. When he won, it was like I guess you did compete the best. That was the best positive spin I could
The
put on it.
the two least deserving challenge champions, Casey and Emmanuel. There they are. Boom.
Uh,
Seriously,
so
seriously, those two
true.
need to go. What's the
Um,
opposite of Rushmore? Like the underground Rushmore of the
Yes, they should
challenge.
have the opposite champions. They should
Inverted
have the deserve.
Rushmore. Right. Like people that have somehow eked out a championship that it's like, what?
What? How did you
Yeah.
won a final?
wow.
I mean, at least
Yeah.
even Casey is like, she didn't deserve her win, but at least she's a good. Yeah, no, I still put her on the
Well, no, but
inverted.
I feel the same way about Emmanuel. I think Emmanuel is a good competitor. He didn't have to do anything that season to even compete. Anyway, all right, enough. Let's
We
do the
digress.
mailbag.
Okay.
It's mail time. Who wants to go first?
Go first, and mine's
Now,
real
so
quick.
let's let Jenna go first because
Oh, okay.
she's been thinking about this for 2 weeks now. She's been going through
Oh
the
man,
comment
I've just
section
been,
for two
yeah.
weeks trying to find the perfect comment to talk about, and I think she's finally made her decision. So, Jenna, you're
I've
first.
been combing
I
through,
know you have.
copying and pasting, and you know what? I don't
Yeah.
even have one single one,
Okay.
but I do have an overall. Thank you for so many people for coming to my defense and saying, yes, Jenna, right. It was 50
Well,
miles per
read
hour.
the gaslighting one. The
Uh,
gaslighting one was funny. Hold
And
on,
you
hold on.
guys gaslit me.
Well,
I
and
thought it
that's
was, yeah, I
now
thought it was
I
funny.
disagree with the gaslighting, but
Me too.
yes.
I was like, we were just wrong. We weren't. I feel like gaslighting is if you know you're Jenna's right, and it's
Well,
like,
yeah, what
what do you
can
mean?
anyone give me we should look up the definition of gaslighting because I don't think that's what we were doing. We just
Is
thought we had
trying to make
heard.
someone think they're crazy when they're correct. And we
Yeah.
weren't trying to make Jenna think she was crazy. We just
Well, you
were
kind of
acting.
did,
Oh,
right?
here we
Because
go.
you
Here we go.
said, now I'm
So
going to gaslight you because you said, then somebody will be flying off into the wind, Jenna. You're so
no, out loud.
stupid
We
and
were just, yeah, we
crazy.
weren't like,
Now,
Jenna, you're
the
wrong
S
and
and
you're
the C word were
stupid.
not used. However, I probably definitely said that I didn't think 55 or 50 miles per hour was
God,
possible.
are you sure? I'm gonna AI the definition of gaslighting.
Well, guess,
What's
yes,
the definition of
definitely. I
gaslighting?
can tell you, it's what you said. But 13 people did like the comment about you gaslighting me. So
That's
13
true.
people
That's true.
think you did.
And
Gaslighting you
and
because the
And
definition.
Zoe, let's give credit to the comment. It's from Zoe World 7999. Sometimes
Thanks,
in the
girl.
past, Zoe's been like my best friend, but the majority of the time, she's anti-Dan. So let's make
Dan?
that clear as well. Let's just make that clear as well. So that could be the reason that the gaslighting thing got thrown in there.
To also give credit where credit's due to Zoe,
Okay.
who is 100% right, and I am 100% wrong, which
Oh, here we go.
I possess the rare skill of really believing I'm right when I'm wrong. It's
Okay.
like the opposite of what most people like. My husband is the opposite. He's like, I don't know, is it the Bulls? Is it the Bulls? And you know, he won't be confident in his answer, even if he's like pretty sure. And I'm like,
In
yeah,
regards to
it's
who
the
did
Bulls.
into what team did Michael Jordan play for? What's the answer?
Yeah,
Why is
yeah.
he
So
asking about
the
the
question
Bulls?
is, he knows about sports. So if the question is like, what is an M the logo for? He'd be like, Michigan, I think. Like he doubts himself, even if he totally knows he's right. And I'm like, okay, right, even if I'm wrong.
All
But
right, give the definition. Here we go.
the definition is, hold on now, it needs my face. I did. It is a colloquialism defined as manipulating someone into questioning their own perception of reality. So where we didn't
Yeah.
intentionally gaslight her, we did wind up manipulating her into thinking she might be wrong, because it didn't, but I think we were genuinely like, wait, could that be? As opposed to
I think it was more, I was like, I can't
intention
imagine
wasn't
them
there.
actually going that fast versus not believing Jenna. I just, yeah. Anyways,
Exactly.
moving on. It's fine. Sure.
We did wind up technically gaslighting because we were like, she was like, wait, am I wrong? When it was like, no, you were right. We
Right.
should have been like, you're right. Okay. No.
There
Well,
you go.
then this one will go along with that one then. And I'm bringing it up because someone wrote something really nice about me, and I want the world to know how this person feels. I hope they're being serious about it. Uh, Palmdale's Adonis writes,
Yeah.
Dan is the star of this podcast. He crack not That's not a question. I'm reading it as a question. He cracks me up all the time, especially his digs at Josh and Jenna trying to be the mediator. When you're trying to be the mediator, apparently I make fun of you in some way, and it makes her laugh. So there you go.
I'm just
Uh,
finding out that I'm abused on this show. God.
and see that kind of goes with the gaslighting thing. I did not mean to do what she says, making digs at you, Jenna. I did not mean to do that. Apparently, I do though. So there, according
Wow.
to Dale's
Therapeutic
Adonis.
right now to
Like
have the
you
acknowledgement of
think Palmdale's Adonis is a female.
It looks like a picture of a woman there. Yes.
So I was going to say Adonis is male. I would definitely, whatever, Palmdale's Adonis, you do you. Maybe they're, they identify as not
I
that, but
can zoom in on the picture. That's it. To me, that's a female. I don't
I'm
want to
just
assume
kidding. I
anyone's
can't.
gender nowadays in
I
2024, but to me, I'm going female
I was just making a joke. I don't. But
because
Adonis is a.
Because hold on, then when you click, wait, this is pretty cool, and I've seen this before. When you click on to their picture, you can see all the other comments they've written on the channel. And the other
Wow.
comment she wrote
Cool.
was, "I miss Jenna. We usually agree on things. LOL. Not like Dan and Pam." So then she writes
Dan,
that too. So it's
Pam,
like,
kick
wait,
it
what?
to the curb, would you?
All right, Pamela, do you have a mailbag? Because I have one more that I kind of want to bring up because I think it's hilarious. If not, I can do mine real quick again. I have another one.
Of mine was
Yours
it's
was.
someone, it was YouTube Bearcat. It was a quick one, and it's our friend YouTube Bearcat saying, am I saying it wrong?
No, you called it. He might be your friend, but probably not mine. But go on.
Your
Yeah.
friend too. He's your friend too. He's
That's why I
friend of
was
the
laughing.
show. Some of my friends I don't, yeah,
No,
like
he's
them
a,
that
he's a
much,
friend.
but
He's
still my
definitely a
friends.
friend of the
Anyways, I'm with
podcast.
them.
The dude leaves a ton of comments, more power to him. We definitely appreciate him for sure. Yeah, go on,
He's
Pam.
Just
a
nailed
friend
it again. We
to he's the type of friend to Dan that Pam is to Josh.
No, I think he likes Dan probably more than I like John.
Well,
I
all
don't know.
right.
I can't speak. I'm going to stop gaslighting and speaking for everybody. I don't know how YouTube Bearcat feels, but
Okay.
um, they said, YouTube Bearcat said very eloquently, and this is quick and to the point, Josh giving Corey only one karma point is Josh screwing over a family member again. Josh,
Yeah,
it's
we
like,
said the same. Yeah,
dude, the fuck's
exactly.
wrong?
Exactly.
Yeah,
We felt the
I just
same
like to
way. It's
say it
garbage. Yeah, it
again.
was ridiculous.
Yeah,
It
Speaking
deserves to
of
be said
speak,
twice
this is
because it's
good. This is a
crazy.
good final one. Then
there's repeating.
Speaking of Josh, John Paul Wisdom, which I don't think I've seen him in the comments before, so I'm happy to see a new
Um,
face here. He writes, and it's kind of long, but I'll read it really quick. You guys have got to watch Josh on Los 50 season 2. It's that I think it's on like Telemundo or it's on another. It's on. Well, it says wait. Peacock English subtitles start on episode 4.
Hmm.
Josh shaves his head, has a girlfriend, wins eliminations, gets in an argument with a guy because the guy keeps saying he's playing for family, and Josh is tired of hearing it. He definitely still cries, but he plays a completely different game. And I'm like, whoa, wait, who is this Josh? I
He
gotta see
gets
this.
mad at somebody for saying they're playing for their family. That's all he ever says.
No, no. Hold on. He gets in an argument with a guy because the guy keeps saying he's playing for his family, meaning maybe that Josh keeps saying he's playing for his family, or do you think the guy keeps saying? I kind of that's hard to define there. Yeah.
Maybe the guy gets mad at Josh for keeping saying he's playing for his
I think
family.
I think a guy gets mad at Josh because Josh keeps saying he's playing for his family because he's known to do that.
Make
That's how I read it. But you're
more
right, Jenna. It
sense.
could be read the other way as well. Anyways, he wants us to watch this show, Los 50 season 2.
I would check that out.
I don't know. I'm not
It's
opposed to it. But and I'm not opposed to subtitles either. That doesn't bother me at all.
an interesting social experiment about editing and portrayal because someone, and forgive me, I have my phone put down, said they always portray as Josh as such a buffoon. One of our commenters said
Right.
MTV portrays Josh as this buffoon. He had a horrible knee injury with like 16 stitches
I saw
apparently in
that
that.
comment. I want to know he says that Josh has a girlfriend. Is the girlfriend on the show with him? Because
That's
then
what I'm saying. Like,
I'm like,
what
okay,
is
that's interesting. If they show
is
Josh
Josh
in a
calling Maya his
relationship,
girlfriend? Like, I want to see if it's just totally the portrayal. Like, Josh is the
uh,
machismo cool guy from,
I'll say this,
or
Pamela. Jenna is doing mad research on something right now about I don't know what's going on over there, Jenna.
At first, I was looking at Lowe's, trying to figure out what the show was, trying to
Right,
figure
low. It's low.
out
It says
like
Lowe's 50.
any stills of Josh on it, any like taste of what the show is.
You want to
But
get his vibe on it, okay?
then somehow I got
Oh boy.
this I don't know how this was even on my Google, if this was like a sponsored thing or how it found me, but it's all about kids having food pouches from the LA Times and that they shouldn't be sucking them down the way that they are and that it's not as nutritious and blah blah blah. So
Oh,
now I got
food
to get to the
pouches.
bottom of this.
oh, they'll be fine.
I enjoy a good food pouch still. I'll
Like a Go-Gurt or
yeah, like a
whatever.
Go-Gurt or some type of food pouch, like a applesauce.
Yeah, like applesauce, like pureed veggies, pureed fruits,
Yeah,
and
I'll eat that. I love eating food. Okay. All right, Jenna, do you want to give us any details on Los 50 before we go?
No, just that they live in an enormous mansion and compete against each other in relentless and unpredictable games to win a grand prize. So
It's
it sounds
Peacock.
similar, but I don't know what the like
Right.
catch
But you
the
can watch
language,
it
you know.
like our new friend of the podcast said, you can watch it on Peacock. I see it here.
A
And
girl like me can just turn on Peacock tonight and watch it. Okay.
A
I've got Peacock.
simple
A
I've got
girl,
simple girl like me that has
just a
Peacock.
silly little girl
All
like
right.
you.
And my TV recommendation, if we're still doing that, is Los Spookies. If no one's, just because it sounds like that, it's called Los Spookies, and it's on, I don't remember, but it's so good. If anyone's looking for a spooky recommendation, it is subtitled.
If
I've
you're
never
looking for a
I haven't.
spooky
Really good. It's really
recommendation,
funny.
just read any article you find online.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
The thing
the
that I think is weird, and I'm not doing my thing where I think I'm right, and I'm not trying to say that this person's
gaslighting
wrong.
the entire
Right. I
world.
believe that Josh really had and I don't think this person's making up or anyone's making up Josh's 16 stitches and a knee injury, but it is weird. Like every time someone gets hurt or especially on camera or is dealing with that, they always address it. Why would they like not? And I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm saying why. I wonder why did Josh want to deal with his knee injury? Did it get hurt off camera? Like why would
They
Josh be
don't
dealing with a massive knee injury and still
the
competing and they don't address it?
the challenge is more dangerous than we think. They're afraid of getting canceled. Everything's changed now. You have to be careful.
I
You
mean,
have
I
to
don't know. I'm gonna have to do. That's what I'm gonna. Well, Jenna's looking up food pouch things. I'm gonna look up like Josh's knee injury question mark.
Good.
Yep. They don't
Like
want to
that.
they instead of wasting time with things that might be actually interesting to the show, they'd rather us watch 30 minutes of them strategizing on who to put into the elimination when we
Like,
already know the answer to
is
it. Yeah.
Josh? Wouldn't it be like that's fucked up? Like, remember when Derek went in with his leg and it was like, oh, you're picking.
Yeah,
He
they couldn't hide that one.
he
That
made.
was
He said, well, allegedly, Josh. Apparently, allegedly, a, the story is Josh has a massive like knee problem, but Derek was like. Basically, when he had his leg injury, saying "fuck you for putting me in," like, what, you're gonna beat the wounded dog, and you're so proud. But Josh didn't say anything like that. Like, why would you pick me?
no.
I'm gonna dive in. Gonna dive
I'm just
in.
happy that Josh is on Los 50 and not on the challenge right now.
Yeah. So lots of people commented about Josh's knee injury. So I'm not. I really do. I. I. I just need to find out why they didn't address it.
Can you crack the case, please?
Yeah, someone in the comments cracked the case for Pamela. She needs to know this.
And you
I'm
have
gonna,
to
I'm gonna,
cite.
I'm gonna crack it.
She only wants to know about Josh when he's not on the show. Now she wants to know everything about
She
Josh.
can't get enough.
Come on, Pam.
Yes. She's
Here of
been
Josh's
gaslighting
brain.
us into hating him this whole time.
Interesting. Very now, Pamela, the true test, go watch Los 50. And if you like fall in love with Josh on this show, you gotta tell us about it.
That's what I'm literally. I'm willing. That's what I'm saying. Like I'll hear the other side. I want to see if Josh is just it's just this portrayal for a million seasons of him, and really he's this super down to earth cool guy.
If I can
And
find
just
some time, I'll try to watch the first episode just to see this guy on in season 2. Now remember, Pamela, it's season 2. Don't watch season 1 and get confused why he's not there the whole time. Like, when does he come in halfway through? No, I think it's season 2 is what they told us. So
Yep, season 2.
that I'll say to compliment Josh is that I don't think he's phony about his personality. So that's where I'm like, wait, is he? That's the one thing. I think he's sincere. I think he's earnest.
right.
I don't like it, like what he's earnest about, but I don't think he's a person that's putting on a personality. So I'm curious to see the other Josh.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. I'm gonna go watch Thursday Night Football. Got a couple players in the games for fantasy wise. All right. For Jen and Pam, I'm Dan. We'll see y'all next week for episode
Like Jenna
16. Oh my goodness, it's getting crazy out there. All right.
I'm gonna go
See y'all
read
later.
about how I'm poisoning my
Yeah.
child today.
All right, I'm gonna learn about Los 50s and Josh's the
Fun.
other Josh.
She added an S. Los 50s. I love it.
Los
All right.
50s.
Bye.